thought. And now the Kamala campaign's covering it up. Tonight we're finding out that when Walz was campaigning for Congress, he put out a press release. He told voters that he had a duty to serve in Iraq if called on. But when that call came, he retired, left his battalion hanging in the vicious Mideast desert. So while Walz was heading to Washington, his unit was in Iraq, being bombed by insurgents. The soldiers were away from their families for like 2 years. And when he campaigned for Congress and later governor, he misrepresented what rank he retired at.
I'm a retired command sergeant major.
I'm a retired sergeant major in the Army National Guard. I'm a school teacher. I'm a retired sergeant major.
Walz's last rank was a command sergeant major, but because he left before he finished the required training, his rank was reduced when he retired. The Harris campaign was pushing that rank lie until today. They just quietly scrubbed it from their website. Tonight, we're also finding out Walz likes to wear U.S. Army Special Forces caps, but he never actually served in the Special Forces. Walz was in the National Guard. So why is he wearing the hat? Does he want you to think he's Special Forces? Seems like it. He never went to the Mideast, but when someone wrote a book and claimed he served in Afghanistan, he endorsed it. And he tells crowds he carried weapons in war. Once again, not true. Walz was never in the battlefield. He was deployed to Italy, but there hasn't been action there since World War II. Here's the command sergeant who replaced Walz. Listen.
If he thinks Italy was a combat zone or a war zone and he was carrying that in war, he's delusional. I mean, that was all said just like him saying he was a command sergeant major, just another way to embellish his career beyond what it was, stolen valor for the people that actually were in war, and he's acting like
Once Walz was elected, after campaigning on phony military credentials, he slapped our soldiers in the face again. You ready? He voted against a bill that expanded veterans' access to doctors because he wanted to hurt Trump. Walz isn't a leader. He ran away from danger, then lied about it to win elections. We talked to somebody from Walz's former battalion last night. Why do you think Walz ditched you?
I believe my idea is he probably knew he wasn't a good leader. When I see the leadership that Walz offered to Minnesota with burning the city down and the rules during COVID, what he did, I'm thankful he didn't come over there or we'd have brought back a lot more body bags.
Walz abandoned his brothers in arms for a life of politics, but once he was elected, he abandoned voters too. He let rioters burn down cities, turned his state into a child sex change sanctuary, and padlocked restaurants during COVID. Now he wants you to put him in the White House. Scott Jensen ran against Walz in 2022, and he joins us now. So what's this guy like, Walz?
Well, Jesse, I think the nation is looking to Minnesota to find out just exactly what would they get in a Tim Walz vice presidency. And I have said he is a Teflon politician. Nothing sticks. He can make a mistake. He can say the wrong thing, but nothing sticks. He has this weird way of quitting and then blaming. He quits the National Guard in 2005 and then blames it on a career change decision on his part. He quits on the National Guard in 2020 and he blames it on the fact that these are 19-year-old cooks. He quits on the police and then he blames them. He quits on the mayor of Minneapolis and then he blames Fry. He quits and he quits and he quits. When he was involved with the Feeding Our Future fraud of $250 million, he had the gall and the audacity to blame the judge to the point where the judge had to issue a news release saying that that was not true. Between Tim Walz quitting and blaming others, we're seeing a pattern, and I think that's what America needs to know. He's an affable guy, and he can bloviate with the best. But the fact is, it's like going to a restaurant and ordering a chicken sandwich, and all you get is a word salad. You get a piece of lettuce, but there's no meat.
Are veterans going to vote for Walz? Republicans, Democrats, doesn't matter. Are they going to vote knowing what they know now?
I don't think so. I think they're going to say Tim Walz is an ambitious politician. Tim Walz can talk about someone else serving or not serving, but Tim Walz hasn't led. He let Minneapolis burn for 3 days. That didn't need to happen. Arguably, Tim Walz's lack of leadership caused cities across our nation to burn. And when we were campaigning, we wanted to have these kinds of conversations, but Tim Walz took the same path that Joe Biden did. He hid in the basement. He said, oh, no, I'm not going to do these debates. The 5 or 6 debates I did before, I'm not going to do that. We did not have one debate televised across the state because Tim Walz quit on the debates.
Wow, I didn't know that. That tells you a lot. Well, maybe Harris won't do any either. We'll see. Scott, thanks so much.